Hi, my name is Dave D'Agostino, founder of One-on-One College Pathways. Make sure you continue to support us on YouTube and also on the Real Voice of the Game podcast network. We're committed to communicating with our audience, but even better, we want to make a connection with you. I want to be able to communicate with you guys and remind you what I want for you, not what I want from you. Keep bringing the questions to us. And you can always hear us on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher if you don't catch us on social media day to day. We're enjoying the engagement. Keep it up. The question today, has to deal with this magical word called the process. I got a bunch of questions from our audience members asking if these recent AAU tournaments they were at this weekend, albeit basketball or baseball, they kept hearing parents, coaches, the powers to be that are running the events talk about trust the process, something to do with the process. So the question I got asked, Dave, what actually is the process? And it's somewhat laughable. I would love for you to ask those people that. Stop them the next time you hear it and ask them what the process is to them. I'll tell you mine, and I think this is going to be absent from their definition. Winning has to be a part of the process. When winning is a part of the process, I mean winning the right way, not stacking your team with a bunch of kids with pituitary issues, winning by doing things the right way. But once winning is a part of the process, now you can deal with things like execution, you can deal with expectations, you can deal with pressure. Those are all positive things for kids to go through if they have the right support group around them. So the process as they see it, I guess I would define their process a lot different than mine. Their process is probably, we're out for ourselves, but we're in this together. That would probably more define their process. They're trying to get what's theirs, kind of a Hunger Game type of mentality. Now, I'm not calling out all parents out there, but I challenge you guys that are a part of these programs, talk to the parents, ask them what their process is. I think you'll get some that will define it my way. Hang on to those people. But I think you'll get more people that'll give you the definition that lends itself to the second part where they're out for themselves, but you guys are all in this together. If you're a coach out there and you're interested in doing an experiment, I'll give you a quick story that I did when I was coaching college basketball. Again, just shy of my 30th birthday, didn't have children yet, so I was very concerned about how to raise 14, 15 of somebody else's children. So my very first day, I brought all the parents into town. We had a great day, got to meet each other, and then brought them into the room and laid out my expectations for the kids, academically, socially, athletically. And then I decided I had them all in my palm of my hand right there. I decided to test that theory, the definition of process, once I laid mine out to see if winning was important to them. And the question I posed to them, and I challenge you coaches to pose that to your parents, how many of you parents out there on my team, now remember, vision me talking a New Yorker down the state of Alabama, talking to all my parents. I imagine that you parents all out there in our audience that are supporting me right now, day one, would much rather have your child be all conference, be the leading scorer, be a significant starter, something that's super important individually. You would choose that over us winning our very first conference championship. Maybe at the expense of your child playing or scoring much or playing really a significant on-court role in that first year. I got tons of parents shaking their head, no, coach, we're with you, we're with your process. So I encourage them and just reminded them, I don't believe you guys. I think you'd much rather have your kids succeed individually than us succeed successfully if that meant your child wasn't playing a lot. So once I got through the drama of that, I asked every parent to raise their hand. How many parents would rather see us win, maybe at the expense of individual accolades for your child? Every parent raised their hand. So I got a little bit more dramatic. I asked them to raise both hands, eventually stand up. Now, on that day, there weren't cell phone usage like we have today, so I had to take out an old school Polaroid camera. And I told them to stand up loud, raise those hands, because that was going to represent my great parent group that was right behind my process. And I took a snapshot of all of them. And then I put the Polaroid down and I reminded them, the first time one of you guys call me about your kids' playing time, I'm going to look at this picture, which is sitting right on my phone, and I'm going to hang up on you. So maybe you guys can be a little bit less abrupt than I was, but I think that's a good way to test your theory on what process is. If it is about winning and expectations and execution and a little bit of pressure, or is it about, hey, we're out for ourselves but in this together? Two different sides to that coin. One more story for you. If you do have, I got asked a question about engaging parents. Do you like parents at practice? As a college coach, I was hit and miss. I liked an audience. I was young, energetic. I liked people watching. So I didn't much mind as long as they sat quietly, didn't engage any players, and just observed. As a person who's trying to grow grassroots basketball globally and in our backyard here, we let parents, in fact, we encourage parents to come to our practices with one caveat. They sit quietly, they watch, they try to hear what we're doing, and we want to engage them. We want to connect with our parents so that we can say, this is what we want for you, for your child. It's not what we want from you. So if you have a good group like we think we have, where they understand our process, we engage them. If they're the second group, probably not. So you can give them a practice plan. If they want to get involved, have them help out. That'll help them help their kid when they go home. Again, under one caveat, they don't get to coach their child. They get put in a different group. So if you do want to take that next step, if you feel you have the right definition of process with your group, engage the parents. The more the merrier. The more they're reinforcing what you're saying on the car ride home, the more that they're reinforcing what you're saying in the 162 hours they have them versus the 6 you have them, the better your program. Thanks again for supporting us on our YouTube channel here with One-on-One. Thanks for supporting us on the Real Voice of the Game podcast network. You can find it on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher. It's on every major podcast network. Great audience there, 166,000 plus subscribers, 126 countries. And again, I'll be back with you next week. Keep those questions coming in. Be glad to answer anything you throw at me.